joining us on this KIDQ Newsbreak at 7. I'm Greg Kramer. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this KIDQ Newsbreak at 7. I'm Greg Kramer. If you haven't checked your bank account lately, you might want to. If you get your tax refunds direct deposit, your stimulus rebate might already be there. If not, it should be in by the end of the week. If you don't like the government altering your bank account, or you just still use good old-fashioned checks, it will be at least another week. The IRS starts sending those out next Monday, and it should be done by mid-July. Well, it's time now to check in with Sarah Reeves, who has a first look at our weather forecast.
Thank you, Greg. Tomorrow it's going to be very rainy on the East Coast. You can see all the way from Maine down to Florida. They will be having rains. We also have rains coming in off the west. They'll be moving up through Washington into Idaho. Today was fairly clear for the most part. We had a few clouds, no rain. It was rather muggy today. I'll be back in a few minutes with a look at the extended weather forecast. All
right, thanks, Sarah. Slight gains and slight falls on Wall Street today. The Dow is down 20 points. In a strange coincidence, everything the NASDAQ earned, the S&P lost. Overseas, the ups and downs were just as mild. The Nikkei is up, and the FTSE is down a single even point. Now, surprise, surprise, oil is up. Gold is also up, almost $6. As a matter of fact, all the metals are up, including copper, gaining 2 cents an ounce. Well, if you have just 2 more days to get your studded tires off, the Idaho deadline is Wednesday. If police catch you with them on Thursday, you're out of luck. If you still have them in Washington, you're a full month late. The deadline was the end of March. Now, road engineers say the reason for having to take them off is because the studs cause extra wear on the roads, which means your tax money goes to replacing the roads more often. It's time now to check in again with Sarah Reeves, who has our full forecast. Sarah?
Thank you, Greg. Today we're going to start with the almanac. We had a high of 74 and a low of 47. Now the record high for today was a very high 99 degrees. That was set back in 1934. And the low was very cold with 27 set back in 1907. Tomorrow the sun will be rising at 5:37 and setting at 7:54. Today, the East Coast saw quite a bit of rain covering up everywhere from Maine down to Florida. In our neck of the woods, things were fairly dry. We had rains in the Puget Sound, but that's typical for this time of year. In Lewiston and surrounding areas, not much happening. We had a little bit of clouds, no rain to speak of. However, tonight, we have a chance of thunderstorms because the rains are going to be moving in tomorrow. As you can see here, things are going to be cooling down in surrounding areas. In Pullman, we have 41 tonight with a high of 48 tomorrow. In Walla Walla, 45 tonight with a high of 54 tomorrow, and over Norfino, 45 tonight with a high of 51 tomorrow. Looking ahead through this week, we have a 70% chance of rain tomorrow with a high of 55. Wednesday, still chance of rain. Throughout the weekend, it's going to stay fairly cool, not as high as we had in the 70s. But on Sunday, we get back to the warmer weather with a high of 62.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Around the block tonight, the LCSE Geology Clubs are taking a geology trip to Hells Canyon. You're invited to go with them on May 10th. The jet boat trip is an offering from LC's continuing education program. It's a non-credit class. It costs $75 per person. I've put more information on our websites. That's KIDQ27.com. That's it for now. We'll be back in an hour with more news, sports, and weather. See you then.